In this lecture, we will use Visio 2010 Professional to create an entity relationship diagram for a very simple human resources database. I am in Visio 2010 Professional now. We want to select the database model diagram. It's highlighted here. Double-click on it. First of all, we want to set up the design environment. This is the design area. We will create our ERD in this area. It's too small for me, and I want to enlarge it. Go to View, select Zoom. I want to increase it to 100%. You can configure it according to your personal preference. Click on OK. We want to use the cross-fit notation. Let's configure it. Go to Database, select Display Options. Under Relationship, we want to check this cross-fit box. Click on OK. On the left side, we have a toolbox. Within the toolbox, we have symbols for a new entity, a new relationship, among some other options. For this very simple human resources database, we will include only two entities, department and employee. Let's drag two new entities from the toolbox into our design area. Let's configure the entities next. Click on the first one. This is going to be department. Enter the name first. Click on columns. Now we can enter the attributes. The first one is department ID. I'm not going to configure the data type for this demo. The second one is department name. We will make department ID the primary key of department. Check the PK box for department ID. Now let's configure the second entity. It's going to be employee. Select definition. Enter the name. Click on columns. Let's enter the attributes. The first one is employee ID. The second one is employee last name. The third one is employee first name. We want to enter the foreign key as well. Department ID. We will make employee ID the primary key of employee. Check the PK box for employee ID. We have configured both entities. I want to lower this bar. So that we can see more design space. There is a one-to-many relationship between these two entities. A department may have one or more employees. An employee must be associated with a department. The one side is on department. The many side is on employee. Department is the parent entity. Employee is the child entity. Let's drag a new relationship from the toolbox into our design area. We want to drop the new relationship onto the parent entity first. Make sure that we do not release the mouse button until we see the red box. The red box confirms that the relationship has been properly connected to the related entity. Next, we want to drop the other end of the new relationship onto the child entity. Again, ensure that we do not release the mouse button until we see the red box. We can reposition an entity. It's very important that we have a relationship properly connected to its related entities. A good way to validate that is to move the related entities. If a relationship has been properly connected to its related entities, then when we move the related entities, the relationship will stay connected to its related entities. We can configure a relationship. Click on it. I want to lift this bar. So that we have more room to work with a relationship. We have several options here. Under name, we can change the default name. Under miscellaneous, we can configure cardinality. I'm going to select one or more. We have some other options here on this screen. Under referential action, we can configure how we want to enforce the referential integrity to maintain data integrity. Okay, let's lower the bar. If we want to display information about a relationship, we can go to Database, select Display Options. Under Relationship, we can check Show Verb Phrase, this box. We have some other options here. I'm not going to change anything else here. Click on OK. Now we have completed the entity relationship diagram for our simple human resources database. Let's save it. Click on File, Save As. Select a location we want to save the file to. I want to save the file to my desktop. Give the file a meaningful name. I'm going to call it Demo ERD. Click on Save. This concludes the lecture on how we can use Visio 2010 Professional to create a simple ERD.